Hi there, welcome to my channel Code Canvas. In previous video we learned about sibling selectors in CSS. In this video I will explain the attribute selector in CSS. There are lots of ways you can select elements in CSS. The most basic selection is by tag name like T, which will select all paragraphs, and we can give some CSS like this. We'll select the paragraph. That's an exact match. Almost anything more specific than a tag selector uses attributes, class and ID. Both select on those attributes on HTML elements. But class and ID aren't the only attributes developers can select. We can use any of an element's attributes as selector. For example, let's say we have anchor tag, and in anchor tag we are having one href and https youtube.com, and here we can give some css color. That's an exact match selector that will only select links with the exact href attribute value of youtube.com. Attribute selectors are case sensitive by default and are written inside brackets like this. Basically there are 7 types of attribute selectors that you can match with attribute and its value. Each of the more complex attribute selectors build on the syntax of exact match selector. They all start with the attribute name and end with an equal sign followed by the attribute values. What goes between the attribute name and equal sign is what makes the difference among the selectors. We will see with example all types. The first one is the attribute exists. It will check if the attribute is there and select. For example, we have anchor tag and href. We can write something like a href, and here we can give text transform uppercase. As you can see, all the anchor tags with href having this css property text transform. This one and the last one. So this will check if the attribute is there and it will select the element. The next one is exact match. So for example, I have href with value https youtube.com, and we can give some more css like font size large, color red, and font weight folder. This is now with the new css, but this css is not there because there is a difference between capital Y and the small one. So by default it will select the small one. If you want to select the if you want to fix this, you can simply I add I, and it will select both the anchor tags. So you can use the exact match with this syntax. The third one is attribute value contains. For example, we have one div with gallery. Let's write down some css. In gallery we have image, and in image we have alter, that is an attribute. So what we can do, we can give star. You can see star is equal to some value, and here you can give border 5 pixel solid yellow, for example. And here in value you can give, let's say, cool, and it should select the first image. Let's see. Yeah, it is there. If we can, if you want to select the third one, then you can give any word. You may write starting. Even you can give a single character, and it will select multiple. Yeah, as you can see, there is one a is also here. We don't have a here, so it won't get selected. So this is very useful when you know that the the value is there in attributes, so you can use the attribute value contains. The fourth one is attribute value in the space separated list. For example, we have another class gallery 2, same image, and in image we have multiple alter tags alt, and here you need to use the tilde sign and equal to some value, and same border you can give with another value, and here you can give like sport, for example. Yeah, the third image is selected. So this is the attribute value is in space separated list. As you can see, there is a space in all the strings, and you can use any space separated list here. You can give like something or cool, whatever you want to get selected, and it should work. So this is the fourth one. The fifth one is attribute start with. Sometimes you have to select some attributes based on the starting value of the that attributes. Let's see with an example. Here we have gallery 3 class image, and with the same image we can use array sign is equal to some value, and here we can give some other value, and with alter, for example, I need to select this image, and I will give Arthur. It should select the third image. Here we go. But if I will use the Miller, the attribute value, it won't work, because the tilde equal to means this attribute should start with the exact word which we are passing here. So we can give here sarcastic, and it will select the first image. Yeah, simple and sweet. The next one is attribute value is first in dash separated list. For example, we have one ULLI, and in LI we have data years as a attributes, and we need to select, for example, the second one. Then we can write some CSS like the attribute data dash years, the value of the attribute, and here we need the pipe sign is equal to some value, for example 1900, and here we can give color yellow or red. It should select the second one, because This is the value we are selecting here. If we pass here, for example, 2000, it will select the third one because it is dash separated and the first value is 2000. So this is very useful. The last one is attribute value ends with. When you want to find some value with, when you know the the string contains the end character, the end string, then you can use the attribute values end with. For example, we have one story, and in story there is one link, and after that link I need to add one, let's say, icon. Then how I can do that? First of all, I need to add the anchor tag and href. The anchor tag href is there, and after href I will write dollar is equal to pdf. This href has pdf as a end value. It is ends with pdf, and here dot after I can write content, and in content url. In url I can give one png image, and to make it look better, padding left, let's say 2.0.3 m. As you can see, there is an image. Let's see how it is coming. So here, as you can see, we have added href dollar is equal to pdf. It will select anchor tag href, which is ending with pdf, and it will add some css into that. So this is very useful as well when you are working with html and css. The fun fact is the values are treated as string, so you don't have to worry about any escaping the characters to match them. Basically, those are case sensitive. So as I explained above, you can make it case insensitive as well. You can also combine. Let me show you how. Let's say I have one div, and I can combine div and some attribute value like this, and we can give some css here. Another one is using dot, that is class. Module is a class, and you can select attribute here as well, css here, as well as the id. You can use id as well, and you can write down some css here. So you can also combine the selector with tag, class, or id, or even you can combine multiple attribute selector as well. Let me show how. You can select image with alter tag, not that one, alter tag till is equal to some text, and src, the source of the image, star is equal to something else, and you can select those images as well and add some css here as well. So this was the selectors using attributes in css. Attribute selectors can be used in jQuery just like any other css selector. In JavaScript, you can use attribute selector with document.querySelector function as well as document.querySelector all function. That's all for this video. I hope you learned something today. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. See you next time. Thank you.